Hello everyone, thank you for tuning back in to my TED Talks. I'm Matthew Aziz, and I'm here to tell you why college athletes should be paid. College athletes are not paid at the moment. However, professional athletes are some of the highest paid humans in the world, and they are usually doing the job that they love, playing a sport that they love. However, they also have lots of work to do for this job. At the lower level, collegiate athletes are arguably working just as hard, being a student and an athlete at the same time, but their payroll is much less than professional athletes at about $0. Should college athletes be paid? For a while, the idea of paying college athletes was never even in question. These athletes were compensated with scholarships to gain an education. However, many professional sports leagues are now not allowing players to join until attending 1 year of college. This has sparked controversy for numerous reasons, as many players are ready to go to the professional leagues straight out of high school and would rather go straight to that league than going to college. Also, going to college for a year can create many negatives for these athletes as well, especially missing out on a year of salary. Opening up the question, should college athletes be paid? On this screen, you can see some of the most famous college athletic programs in the world today. Duke basketball and Alabama football are college athletic powerhouses. However, they also sit atop other colleges in the amount of revenue they bring in each year. Now, these programs bring in millions of dollars as a whole. However, there are individual athletes on each of these teams that bring in the majority of this money. These are usually the stars or the best players. Does that mean they deserve a payment from the college for all the money they bring in? A common refutation to this argument about how athletes create a lot of revenue for their college is that athletes are paid by the scholarships they are given to get an education. Also, they are gifted lots of items from the colleges, including tangible objects and also things such as special help for classes. Should college athletes be paid? A common risk of playing college sports is an injury. Injuries can wipe out a whole professional career ahead of these players before they even get to play in the pros.
One of the best rebounding teams in the country in North Carolina. Zion went down, looked like he hyperextended his leg. He is down, slipped, perhaps some perspiration on the floor, and this place got quiet awfully quickly.
Yeah, it's like in the Syracuse game, and he just slipped, leg went out from underneath him, he just grabbed.
Zion Williamson, a basketball phenom of Duke basketball, is bound for the NBA, and he not only brings in millions of dollars for Duke, but he will make 10 times more in the NBA than he could ever imagine, unless he were to never even get a career in the NBA. On February 20th, in the previous video you just watched, you saw Zion Williamson get injured. This could have messed up his whole professional career ahead of him. Bound to make millions of dollars one day, all of that was at jeopardy in a quick second. Now, of course, part of playing any sport, there is a risk of injury. However, for a player of that caliber, like Zion Williamson, the risk of playing college basketball or any college sport and getting injured could have damaged his whole career. That is a strong enough case for athletes at this level to get paid, because if they're risking their whole professional career for a year of college, then they should be getting paid like a professional player. To research this topic some more, instead of looking at the risks of playing college, let's look at the daily life of a college athlete and a professional athlete. Professional athletes, who get paid some of the most expensive salaries in the world, work for many hours at their craft a day. They may have liftings, practices, yoga, sessions, film sessions, and meetings with the press, so their money is well worked for. The difference in millions of dollars means that college athletes must not work nearly as hard, right? You'd be surprised how hard these athletes actually work in college. College athletes play away games as well as home games. They may have away games, and these can be exhausting with numerous bus and plane rides. For example, UVA has an elite basketball team. They actually just won the national championship a few weeks ago. A player from the UVA team shared his schedule following one of their away games, and it shows how time-consuming the student-athlete life really is. After an away game in North Carolina against NC State, the players rushed to hop on their plane right after this game ended. In a short hour, they are home, midnight. However, they still have a bus ride home to school. Getting to school an hour into the morning, they finally get some rest. Wait, but they are student athletes, meaning they may have hours of homework ahead of them. So now it is around 2 or 3 a.m., and the athletes may finally sleep. But in just a few short hours, they'll be waking up for 8 a.m. classes. The reason they have class so early is so they can have practice later. But keep in mind, they were in North Carolina only 10 hours ago, and now they're already home having practice again. After classes end around 11, these players can grab lunch before heading to the gym around 1. They will prep for practice by seeing the trainer and stretching, and then they will have a 2-hour practice. This practice will typically be followed by an hour of film study, and then they are finally free, or so you think. However, they're only free for a short hour, before they are forced to spend 2 mandatory studying hours. This day will be on repeat for the whole season. Of course, not every college and sport will have this exact schedule, but they will be very similar. In a way, these college athletes have more responsibilities than professional athletes. However, they are not paid like that. This needs to change. Besides just having a similar schedule to professional athletes, these college athletes are also expected to act like adults, and they are growing adolescents. Some are teenagers. At 18 and 19, they could be playing college sports, and they're expected to act like adults to the press when they're taking interviews. However, they're not paid like adults. There's a disconnect there. This controversial topic is not black and white. It is a very gray area with not one right answer. However, there can be logical actions to fix this problem. There needs to be more research into the amount of money that specific athletes really generate for their school. Also, in general, Division I athletes do deserve to get paid. They are too valuable and hardworking to not get paid. They are expected to act like professionals. They should get paid like them too. Thank you for tuning in to Matthew Azusa's TED Talk this week on why college athletes should be paid. Come back next week for another TED Talk. Have a nice day.